Good morning. Welcome to Unity in Greensboro. Let us take a deep breath. Let's get ourselves comfortable in our seats. Take a deep breath again, a couple of deep breaths. Let's get grounded. As the rain washes over us, thank you for being here. Thank you for adding to the inspiration of this room. We give you thanks. Amen.
Good morning. Now I'm going to get everybody moving. I invite you to stand and join me in singing the call to worship song today. Not that one. No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that no matter if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone's there for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. And whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. This door is open to you. Yay! Now it's Ellie's turn. Ellie up.
Thank you. Rather be up than down this morning. Good morning. Welcome home. Nice, beautiful crowd, friendly, smiling faces this morning. That's your cue. I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. If you're watching us virtually, please type this in the comments. And you're nice and dry if you're watching us virtually. I love it. So look around at your neighbors and repeat after me. Good morning. Good morning. I love you this morning. And I sure do appreciate your being here. To our virtual church family, please know that we're saying that to you as well. Help us grow this loving community by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our pages. So now let's do our affirmations. Join me in reading these together. My faith is my strength, and I am strong. I choose to place my faith in health, prosperity, and peace. And take a nice deep breath on that one. Choose, yes. And now for the unity reading of the unity principles. So join me in reading and affirming Unity's 5 foundational principles. There is only one ultimate power in the universe. That power is God, and its nature is absolute, unchanging good. Human beings were created from absolute good, and so our inherent nature is also good. We call the inherent goodness of human beings the Christ. Our thoughts are our creative power. Whatever we persistently focus our thoughts and feelings upon manifests in our lives. Prayer and meditation are essential elements of the spiritual life because they focus our thoughts on our oneness with God and all creation. It is not enough to know the truth. We must put that truth into action in our lives. We must live the truth we know. Thank you. And now for our youth blessing. All our youth, if you'll stand up, please, and make it to follow your leader. If you raise your hands, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we hold the Christ within you. Have an excellent day. There's a relay.
Good morning. I am the prayer chaplain on duty today. And no matter what you are going through, our chaplain team wants to pray with you about it. Chaplains who are here today, please raise your hand. Thank you. To be included in our prayer list, you can fill out a form and put it in the prayer box that's back on the table back there. Or you can click on the prayer request button on our website. Prayer works. So let's do it together now. I invite you to think of someone or something you'd like to send prayer to. Holy Spirit, we invite you to join us today. May you fill this space with peace, wisdom, and unity. Knowing our thoughts and words have the power to create, we ask that you choose for us only those thoughts we share with God, and only those words that come from those thoughts. We understand the creative power of the words, I am. I am a holy child of God with the power to create a purposeful and fulfilling life. I have the power to release behavioral patterns and beliefs, and I choose to let go. I have the power to control my emotions, the power to choose faith over fear, joy over sorrow. I choose joy. The power to choose oneness over separation. We have the power to surrender. I surrender to God. Trusting. May we all awaken to our divinity and the divinity of all life. Let us hold these people in our thoughts and anyone else that you have just thought of that may need prayer. Carol Velez, Suzanne Linez, Roger Stump, Judith Cohen, Joe and Shirley White, Davina Katz, the family of Mary Sue Blackwell, Kim and Jolly Willis, Barry and Sharon Curtis, Amy Shaw and family, Suki Sir, Michael Milligan, Judy Mitchum, Diane Carr, Tom Eisnagel, Jane Marsh, Lori Christian and family, and the family of David and Amy Weaver. Together, let us affirm that these loved ones are whole, perfect, and complete. We are standing with them knowing that God is already actively working in partnership with each person to grow through the appearances of challenges. Wherever we are, God is, and together all is well.
And now our special treat is here today. Special music by Tanya Ross. Tanya is a singer, really, a songwriter, the best singer, musician, and vocal instructor. She's a native of Winston-Salem. Her influences in music have been inspired by gospel, jazz, and soul. And it's been over 27 years that she's been performing on stages all around the United States. She continues to do her music passionately with excellence. Her repertoire consists of music from the 70s to the 2000s, with styles that range from R&B, neo-soul, smooth jazz, traditional, reggae, and her originals. In September 2016, she opened Ross's performance music studio. Some of her true joys are teaching others how to sing using different techniques, helping to develop confidence during a stage performance, and sharing knowledge to singers about stage equipment, etc. Tanya's future continues to shine bright. She often says, "I just want to spread love, healing, and hope through music." Tanya thanks the Creator for blessing her with such unique gifts in music. And now we have Tanya.
Good morning. I love the graphic. This is nice. And thank you for that beautiful prayer. I'm still kind of there. So I'm trying to get myself together, but it's good to be in tune with the I am and the oneness of everything. So I'm coming, y'all. All right. Darling, you send me. Darling, you send me, boy. Darling, you send me. Honest, you do. Baby, you send me, boy. Darling, you send me. I want you to know that you do. You send me, boy. Honest, you do. At first, I thought it was infatuation, but it lasted for so long. I found myself wanting to marry you and carry you home. Baby, send me, darling, you send me. I want you to know that you do. You send me, boy. Honest, you do. At first, I thought it was infatuation, but it lasted for so long. I found myself wanting to marry you and carry you home. Send me, boy, darling, you send me. I want you to know that you send me, boy. Honest, you do. Shut up, boopity. Shut up, doodle, boomby. So, boba, doodle, doobie, 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 boobie. I want you to know that you do, you really do. You send me. How are you all this morning? I tell you, I'm still on a high. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. So, I am is powerful. And this is going to be a message for us to think. This is a message that is going to provoke thought in you to think all the time. Because a lot of times we are unaware and we are unconsciously creating sloppy, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna go more into it as we go along. But I am is the power to choose, so you must speak wisely. Before we began, and that's why, Jody, I tell you, me and her were having a conversation this morning, and we were pretty much talking about how you get things, and I just want to say we are in alignment with everything that you have done this morning. It is in alignment because I noticed that she did some breaths before, and that is how I'm starting today. That's why I said we are in alignment with what's happening. So before we began, before I go deeper into the understanding of I am, I want us to take the time to center ourselves for a moment and breathe in the I amness. Your I amness is your spiritual identity. It is your spiritual self of the divine mind. I amness. So I'm going to kind of do the breathing like I do when I'm working with my clients. I'm going to give y'all an explanation how I do it. That way we'll all be on one accord. I say 1, 2, 3, breathe in. We'll breathe in, and then I'll say release. Now, as you're breathing in, you are breathing in I am, your spiritual identity. And remember, I am from the metaphysical perspective is God's name. I am. Okay? This is why it's important for us to understand what we're saying when we say I am and put things behind it. And those things that are behind it that are not of a higher consciousness and particular positive frequency and energy. So when you release, when I say release, you are releasing all negative things that keep you from becoming one with the I amness of you, the I amness of the universe, the I amness of God's source. So when we release anything that's hindering you, anything, I'm talking about negative thoughts that may be in there. Stop thinking about bills. Stop thinking about, oh, my health is, stop thinking about any of that. We're going to be releasing that type of thinking because we are bringing ourselves into divine alignment and divine consciousness, the divine mind that you are, okay? So let's come together. If everybody just center themselves for a minute. We're going to do 4 of these breaths. On the last breath, I will ask you to hold it longer, and then I'll tell you to release, okay? So 1, 2, 3, everybody breathe in. Now release. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Now release. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Now release. Now allow yourself to sit there for a moment. Feel the presence, the I am, the unifying space that you are with the source, the consciousness. Allow yourself to feel the presence, to feel that energy. Let it move on the inside of you. Feel that light resonating in your heart chakra. Allow that space to move. Allow that heart chakra energy to move throughout your body. And then see that presence and that light going on the outside of you. So your soul is full of that light. Now, as we prepare to take this last breath, we're going to breathe in. I'm going to ask you to hold it. And I want you to hold that presence of the I am. Hold that oneness of divine mind. Hold that oneness of the higher consciousness. And then release everything that doesn't serve and benefit your soul to its highest good when we release. So 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Hold it. Now release. We thank you, universe, for grounding us together as one. We thank you, universe, for the energy that is floating and circulating around this room. We thank you for your presence. Fill this room with healing right now. Fill this room with the energy of oneness right now. Fill this room with your presence as never before. We thank you for grounding us to oneness with ourselves, with the universe, and with your flow with who you are. We thank you, universe, for this time of I amness as you speak to us, as you speak through me, as you allow all of us to receive and open up our third eye, to open up our crown chakra as the data is downloaded from the 5-dimensional realm. Just allow us to feel your presence. Feel the presence. And it is so. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is now. When you are comfortable, you may open your eyes. Still in that presence. Hey. Now, doesn't that feel good? I am. So what is I am? I'm going to break I am down to you in metaphysical ways, in many ways, okay? So I am is awareness. So when you're saying I am, I want you to always think awareness. Oh, okay. I am is consciousness, which means to be conscious. So when you say I am, you are saying I am aware. I am conscious. Now, I want you to really hear this second one that I'm saying. When you say I am, you say I am conscious of what I'm creating in my world. When you use the words I am, you are forming an agreement with the universe that you are fully conscious about making what you say official in your life. Now, this can be life or death to you, depending on what you place behind I am. See, I am conscious. I am aware of making everything that I say after I am official to my life. Now do you see why we have to choose wisely? Because whether you know or you are recognizing, sometimes we're not, what you're saying is what you are putting an official stamp on. Let's take sickness. Okay, so I'll use me as an example. This week, I fell on the ice. Now, right, Now, when you start getting where I'm at, 50 and above, you are afraid to fall, right? Because your bones they're a little different, all right? They're still strong, but they're a little different, right? So I was falling and I fell. Bad. I fell bad. There's a little dance that the younger generation does, especially that's the truth, in the gay community. They do a vogue, and when they drop on the ground, they do this thing called a death drop. And when I say my drop was death, listen, I fell, this knee was bent all the way back, and one was straight, okay? That's really how I fell. Now, when it happened, your adrenaline's up. You know, you're not thinking, right? So I wasn't thinking, but I was conscious that I've had knee injury. So because I was conscious of that, I said, okay, all right, let's go ahead and start speak healing to your leg. So I got up and said, you are all well-being, all is well, you are good. Okay? Went upstairs and said, put that aspirin on there now. Put that green alcohol on your knee now, because you need to save yourself for what the physical body is going to do. Because I am conscious and aware that I am healing. See, I am conscious and aware that I am all well-being. Okay? So even though, y'all hear me say this all the time, even though your physical conditions may say something else, your mind frame and consciousness has to be where you are. So then you have to choose wisely. So, okay, day goes on. Ooh, by the time the night hit, I was fine, didn't realize my back, was cutting up too, until I went in bed and just sat up. I was doing some school work because I'm back in school for some more intense training, right? So I'm sitting up, and all of a sudden, I feel this in my back. I get up to walk, and I'm doing this. I said, okay, you have two ways you can think of this. I am sick, or I am well. It's your choice. What do you choose? So what I said was, I am well-being. What my physical body is doing, my physical conditions do not dictate to me what I am. Because when I realize I am of divine mind, divine consciousness, I am the extension of source walking and expressing itself in human form. When I identify with my true self, who is your true? Who do you say you are? What is your true self? Are you saying I am the human shell? Or are you saying I am divine mind and consciousness spirit that is walking? And when I connect who I really am, then I already know there's all well-being. There's nothing but consciousness. There's nothing but prosperity. There's nothing but goodness because I connect with my spirit. So I had a choice. Am I sick or am I well? Now, let's talk about the opposite end, because we got to talk about the opposite end, because we are spiritual beings having a what? Human experience. And in our human space, we can't ignore our human space, because our human space is very important to us learning, self-discovery, understanding, and also knowing what we can do to improve that human space as well as our spiritual space, right? So, let's say that you are still working through. And I'm going to say working through because we're human. So you're still working through with coming to grips that you are well because you're kind of stuck in that human conditioning of saying, Tanya, you can say what you want to say. I'm aching right now, right? Or right now the doctor just told me that I was diagnosed with cancer. Or right now, the doctor just told me I am diagnosed with diabetes. How can you tell me I am well? And I'll look at you and say, so have you forgotten that this shell is filled with the essence of you? The essence of you far exceeds your human identity. I told you all last week, who are you? You have a birthright and are the inheritance of the source energy, which means that you embody everything that the source gives to each one of you. So who are you? You are source energy expressing through this shell. So therefore, no matter what the conditions of your shell are going through, because we are in an earthly existence, which means that your shell is going to take a beating from here, there, sometimes. Then, so these things are happening. You have to bring yourself back and say, wait a minute, there's a conditioning going on with me, and it doesn't feel well at this present time. However, let me remind myself of who I was and who I am before I entered into this earthly existence. I am a spiritual being who has the power to speak over their body, who has the power to speak over finances, who has the power to say, I am well. I am prosperous. I am joy. So I am makes it what? Official. So what I want you to realize, when you are having a human slip up, okay, and you say, I am not well, the uh-oh. Now I want you to hear what you're saying. This is why I'm breaking this down. You are saying, I am in awareness and consciousness. Now listen at the foolishness, and I'm going to say foolishness without you meaning to do it. But this is the foolishness that you are speaking over to your body. You are saying, I am in awareness and agreement that I am sick. That's what you just said. And you actually just took your cells of your body, your brain, and you just told your brain to make the rest of the cells of your body sick and weak. Don't you make that official in your life? When you switch it over and remember and say, I am well, I'm not telling you to ignore your conditions. What I'm telling you is to have an awareness, but it's not your real reality. It is your false reality. See, your real reality is what's happening in the spiritual realm. Your real reality is that you are well-being. Your real reality is telling you, hey, I need you to do what you need to do in your human body. So that means you have to take accountability. Okay? So I am is awareness. It is consciousness. So we have to watch what we're saying. We have to choose correctly, right? So the second thing, I am is the power to make things happen. What happens after saying I am can be full of prosperity or gloomy adversity, depending on what you choose to speak and believe within your soul. Once again, so speak wisely. Now, the sad but true thing is that human race, mankind, we have a habit of easily gravitating towards negativity. So people would rather believe that the economy is crashing than to believe that there is plenty of money in the world for all to have. This is a part of programming. However, when you understand your divine mind, I want to keep going there. When you understand your divine mind to choose and speak how life will be, then you know the power of I am. Your outer life, now I want you to really hear this. Your outer life is a reflection of what you are speaking after I am. So are you speaking wisely? And when you take this moment to contemplate this, I want you to contemplate without judgment on yourself. Listen, this is one thing. We have to have compassion for ourselves. Okay? So when you hear me saying take a moment and contemplate, take a moment, think about what you're saying, how you're thinking. When I'm telling you this is not for you to be judgmental on yourself. Because if you're judgmental on yourself, then you're doing no better than what everybody else does, or the incessant thinking that is going on in your mind. Remember, the incessant thinking that's happening in your mind is not you. Your thoughts are not you, okay? So you have to go back and recenter yourself again. So as you contemplate these things that you're haven't quite mastered, contemplate with compassion for yourself. It's so important for us to have compassion for ourselves. You know, a lot of times we have more compassion for other people than we have for ourselves. And that's the truth. And it's sad. And we have to come back to ourselves and say, wait a minute. Hey, I can't have more compassion for you, Ellie, than I have for myself. That is not the way the source means for you to do or to be. If I'm having more compassion for you, how can I help myself? And if I have not helped myself, how can I help you? I have to have compassion for myself. So when you're self-evaluating and you're contemplating, am I choosing wisely? Be soft with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. But when you do recognize, if you recognize there are some places in your life that you're saying, oh man, I don't have that right. I want you to reevaluate and say, this is the time for me to think differently. This is a time for me to change my habitual habits. Because can I tell y'all something? A lot of times, are we not doing habitual things? Listen, the subconscious mind is something else. Remember, everything that is subconsciously happening in your mind is a program that has happened in your mind that is doing this that you don't even know that you're doing it. When you get in the car and you drive, you don't think about it. You get in the car, you put it in, and if you're used to doing this, you do the exact same thing over and over. This is your subconscious mind. So if your subconscious mind has already done that with simple things in life, then your subconscious mind has also programmed things from childhood in your life. Which means that if your environment was not quite as positive, if your environment was more negative, and the truth is, if sometimes in our parents, it wasn't intentional. They really didn't know any better. They didn't understand the powers of I am and what came after it. So they didn't understand what they were saying when they said, we broke. Or they say, oh, yeah, we don't have that, girl. They didn't understand. They didn't understand. Honey, money don't grow on trees. They didn't understand. They were setting you up unintentionally. Now, check this out. Unintentionally. It was unintentional. But this is the power, and this is why it is important for us who are spiritual leaders to go in now and start teaching us different and reprogramming the mind. They didn't mean any harm. But if that is in your subconscious mind, money don't grow on trees, which money does grow on trees because it makes paper. But, and plants. Okay, but the whole point is, if this is in your subconscious mind, then what happens when you become an adult? What are you thinking? You're worried about money, right? You're constantly not connecting with your divine mind. Why? Because the subconscious is what? Working involuntarily. Okay, this is why we have to attack these things now. Attack what we're talking about now. So as you are evaluating your mind, be gentle with yourself. I want you to remember this. I am is action. The question is, are you using your action, I am, as inspired action, which is in spirit action? Or are you letting the ego, edging God out, doubt your divine mind to choose speaking prosperity over your life? Which one? Because that ego has to have an identity. See, the ego is not all bad, though. It's about taming the ego. See, because some people get that wrong. They're like, get that ego out of me. But if you get the ego out of you, you won't have confidence. So you have to tame, okay? What you have to do is you have to balance the ego. You balance the ego, right? So it's about balancing the ego and learning to say, shut up. This is not your place. You're not edging God out. I am in inspired action, which means that I am in spirit action. So it's very important for us and imperative, and this is the next thing of I am, to be very intentional about everything that you are speaking. Now, this is on a deeper level. Now, check this out. Every time you say something after I am, you are willing it to you. You are literally casting a spell with your words over your life. Now, we never think about that. Well, is that really a spell? Yes, it is. Anything that you say I am, you will to you. So, of course, we're going to go with I am depressed. If you're saying I am depressed, you are willing more sad things to your life. So you literally said, I am, action, ego, edging God out, depressed. So when you say I am depressed, the action that you chose to use was the ego, and the ego says, hey, 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 there's my identity. I'm depressed? Okay, come on, let me attract more depression to my life. So every time you say I am, power, willing, I'm casting a spell on me. You can cast a good spell or a bad spell. So if you cast that bad spell on you and say, I am depressed, then you have willed more sadness to you. And the universe doesn't know the difference. The universe goes by your feeling. The universe says, yes, 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 yes. And the universe doesn't care if it is bad or good. The universe just says, oh, is that how you're feeling? Oh, well, let me bring this over here. Let me bring some more depressed people by you. Hey, don't you like to be in the depressed club together? And literally, how can I talk about it? Let me tell you how I can talk about it. I can talk about it because for 29 years, up until I was 29 years, I struggled with suicide. So I can talk very freely. I'm very transparent about my life. I would sing on the side of the road and be on the other side of the road afterwards thinking to kill myself. Putting a plastic bag over my head every chance I could. Thank God for a praying mother. My mother would call me sometimes. I hadn't even called her and said, what's going on with you? I feel something. God is telling me you are not well. Thank you. Thank you, God. But my point is to say when I was in depression, and I can talk about it because I remember it. And then when I talk about it, I come from a survivor, not a victim. A survivor. There's a difference. When I talk about depression, I come as a survivor, not a victim. Because this is hard for people to see. There are no victims. You make yourself a victim, but there are no victims. There's only survivors. So when I talk about depression and I say I am depressed, I remember those days when I allowed my ego to tell me that lie. And when I was there, I brought more depression to me. I would shut the dark. I would have dark curtains all over. And I didn't realize I was willing. You see, I didn't realize in my ignorance, I didn't realize I was willing more depression to me. I didn't realize that I was creating an entity inside of me that would take me to a darkness that would then allow me to forget who I was and try to take my life. I didn't realize it. I was willing that. When you say, I am poor, you are willing more situations to you to take away your money. When you say, I am poor, it's not that you're like just poor from what you're saying. You get poor because you literally willed something to take your money away. Your car keeps breaking down. Your electric bill gets higher and higher. You're always having to give money out. So you are willing to you, I am poor. And the universe says, you want more of that? Okay. And it does that. See, I want you to realize that your I am is powerful. But even more than that, I want you to realize your power. You have the power both ways. Do you understand? You have the power both ways. So then you have to choose how you use your power. So when I say, I am joy, when I say I am joy, I'm willing joy to me. I'm willing experiences to me that make me joyful. When I say I am wealthy and of a wealthy consciousness, I am willing opportunities to me to bring more money into myself. When I say I am prosperous. Now, when I say prosperous for me, I don't know about y'all. Prosperous for me is all the way around them in every way. So when I say prosperous, I'm thinking money, wealth, health, love, spirit, life. I am prosperous all the way around. So I am willing to me. Every time I say, I am, and what I put behind it is a positive energy, positive frequency. Every time I will positive frequencies to me, I get into a place of joy. I get into a place of love. I get into a place of understanding. I get into a place where I know that I am connected to something much higher than me that only sees the highest good for me. So I'm in another space. Do you see? Yes. Don't you feel that? So see, when we talk, and see, that's what I want you to feel. What she's feeling here, I want you to feel that. When you feel yourself, listen, we all have things we have to deal with. I'm not saying that you're not going to have some bad days. I'm not saying that for a moment that something happens and it doesn't knock you off your center. But what I am saying, like how I felt. Listen, y'all, when my voice was gone, my mama tell you, I was in a storm. I was in a storm. I had never lost my voice for 3 months. As a singer, that was very humbling. But even more than that, that was my purpose and gift. So I was in a storm because I could not express like I wanted to. Even when y'all saw me here in December, I couldn't do what I wanted to. And even though people were saying, well, girl, we can't tell the difference, I was like, thank you. I'm grateful. Gratitude to the universe. But I can tell the difference. It was difficult for me to sing. It was not as effortlessly for me to sing as your passion. That is heart-drenching. I had to pull myself back to center because I felt my human self saying, oh, my God, my human self. Are you going to lose your voice forever? Listen at this. Listen at this foolishness. See, I want you to recognize through me the foolishness that we say to ourselves. That's foolish, is it not? Me being of divine mind and consciousness, it is foolish for me to think because I had a very bad respiratory infection and it hit my voice. I never experienced that before. But still, if I think on a higher vibration, it's foolish for me. And I'm sure the source was saying, what is wrong with you? I'm allowing you. Now, let's check it out about this. I am allowing you to go through this. I'm allowing this because I need to teach you some things. I need you to recenter yourself. I need you to have something to teach the people so that you can tell them how to navigate their own places. How you asked me to make you a very impactful speaker. You asked me to make you a very transparent speaker. How can I make you transparent without giving you a human experience? So therefore, I will allow. And you must, something you said, one of y'all said is surrender. Somebody said it this morning, surrender. Was that you who said surrender to spirit or something like that? At that moment, surrender to spirit. Instead of you wondering, realize that I am expanding your consciousness. I am expanding your energy to heal yourself. I am expanding your faith to know that all is well. I am expanding you to understand who you are. I am expanding you to go far beyond your human mind and get back into your real mind of divine consciousness. And if you don't have a human experience that takes you to another level to connect with me, to be with me, to understand your power, then you won't understand how you navigate through this life and come into another space regardless of the conditions that are surrounding you. How can you understand if you don't have an example? How can you understand? So it's imperative to be intentional about what we are speaking into our lives. This is what you have to do. It can be kind of difficult to do, but you have to take, again, without being hard on yourself, having compassion for yourself. There is something that you must do, though. When your I amness is out of alignment, when your I amness is connected to the ego edging God out, when your I amness is stuck into your human shell and forgets your divinity, you have to take accountability that where I am in my life right now, the reflection of where I am in my life now, I have to take accountability. Is that tough? It is. But when you take accountability, things change. You see, before I could come out of suicide, before I could realize who I was, I had to take accountability and say, wait a minute, you were putting you in this position. You were telling yourself lies that were untrue. You were allowing yourself for the things that happened around you for that to dictate to you who you were, and that wasn't you. So I had to take half accountability. When I say half right now, I'm not saying whole accountability. What I'm saying is we're not going to say that people don't say some harsh things to us that, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I don't care how strong we are. I don't care how spiritual we are. I would be lying to you if I didn't say sometimes that words that people say don't feel harmful to me. I would be lying to tell you that. I would be lying and sitting here not being honest if I told you how many judgment looks that I get from being gay and spiritual and comfortable in my skin. How many people, when I opened up for Quincy Jones, before they knew that I could sing and they just saw me in my little suit looking cute. I was looking cute though, y'all. But how many people were frowning? And then when they heard me sing how fake people can be and was like, oh my God. This is where your test is. Because what you then have to do is say, I refuse to connect to the energy that they were in, and I transcended. So I choose to not treat you like you treat me. I choose to be of a higher consciousness because I am divine love. So even though I saw you frown at me before, I still say, hello, how are you? Good. And I mean it sincerely. Someone told me, well, I feel like that's fake. I said, no, that's transcending. That's transcending what your human self wants to do. That's coming into a different enlightenment to say, I refuse to come at your state of consciousness. And I am understanding of where you're at because you have not evolved to that space yet. And I say that not even jokingly. I say that sincerely. You have not yet evolved to understand that the love that we both vibrate is much further than this human shell we're in. This is just an experience. We're bigger than this. And you have not yet evolved to that, and that is okay. But I will stay in my place of divine consciousness, love, energy, and I will continue to smile at you no matter what. This is being intentional about who you are, being intentional about everything and taking accountability for everything. So realize that it all lies in your tongue. You have power to curse yourself or to empower your existence with every word you speak behind I am. From this day forth, choose I am to make things happen for the highest good. You are the divine mind and can create a new narrative for your life. Make an agreement that your life is prosperous in every way imaginable. Make that agreement today. In conclusion, I want you to remember, I am is awareness. I am is an agreement you form with the universe consciously to make everything you say behind it official for your life. I am is the power to make things happen. Therefore, speak wisely. Last but not least, I am wills to you everything you say after it. It's all in your mouth, whether you curse your life or empower your existence. Which do you choose today? Do you choose to curse your life, or do you choose to empower your entire existence? I want you to really give thought to that on this week. I want you to really make yourself go into a deeper consciousness about what you're saying to yourself. See, this is why this was a thinking message. It's for all of us to think, because again, a lot of times we're unaware, even when we're saying things that are for real, but we're not saying it like really strong, but still a sense of us is serious about it. So when I look in the mirror, I have to correct myself because, I got a little belly here. So and the belly gets on my nerves, okay? And so when I'm in the mirror, I sometimes have to watch because I'm making a joke, but then a part of me is serious. And I go, girl, your belly ain't got to be that big, right? And then I laugh or something. But then I have to go back and say, wait a minute. I accept your body in every space, and I love you. I do mirror work all the time. Mirror work is important. I don't care how old you get. I don't care how young you are. Mirror work is essential. It is essential for all of us to look in the mirror when we're feeling off, when we're feeling down, when we're having a moment. Because whether you deal with depression or not, we all have our moments. And we all have to talk to ourselves because, is it okay if I share this a little bit of the strong conversation we were having last week? So me and my mom were having a conversation. And it's funny, we were going through our own little separate things at the same time. So I was calling her, you try to be strong. Yeah, Mom, I just want you to know I'm strong and everything. But I'm strong and everything, but I'm having a moment. And right now, I am feeling blah. I've never been at quite this space where I felt blah, knowing what my purposes are, what I have to do and everything. But I was like, I feel blah. Like I feel like I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make certain things that are my dreams come into existence. And she listened to me. I appreciated her because she listened to me for like 3 hours. Then I heard somebody knocking at the door, and I'm in the shower, and then she said, hey, I'm at the door. So, it's nothing like your mother. If you still have your mother around, cherish her. So she shows up at my house. And mamas are great. Now, I didn't ask her for no money. I was like, Mama, I'm not bad. She's like, well, God just told me to sow this blessing to you. So she put some money in my hand. And I was like, oh, Mom, thank you, But my whole point is to say I was going through a moment, and this is what we need to remember. When you're looking at people, your friends, and even your parents, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you still have your parents, you still look at them as the strongest rock in the world. And you look at them as they know how to handle everything. They don't go through anything, And so when my mom was sharing with me, she said, wow. And this was the power. She said, what's crazy about before you called? You're crying on your end about some things. And she said, I was crying on my end about some things. About some things that I was thinking too in my own life. And she said, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't mean we don't go through things too. And we don't think things too that we are trying to regroup with, right? And so in that moment, it helped me to understand. I can't look at you, Anita, and assume just because you are a very positive person, a very powerful prayer warrior. She is, because she prayed with me before I got my home. We did that visualization together, and that home was with me in 2 months that I bought. But just because you see people who are powerful leaders and prayer warriors and things like this, it doesn't mean that they are not having their own stuff inside. We all are having things inside. Okay, this is why I try to be very transparent with my clients, with who I'm speaking with when I'm speaking. I'm very transparent and say, I'm not telling you nothing I don't have to do for myself at times. Because I would be lying to make it look like I have it all together. Now, I'm thankful that I understand my power. I'm thankful that I have an understanding that when I am off, that I can bring myself back in alignment. I'm thankful for that. But I don't want any of you to think that just because that we don't understand that we all have things. I'm just here to provoke thought in you to remember your power. There is nothing any different from me than you. Let me tell you, a lot of times when you're seeing people up here that are listen, it's not that you don't have it. This is very important for me to say. It's not that you don't have it. You have the same thing. The only difference between me and maybe some of you and maybe some other people is that I'm in an understanding and a comprehension of my power. But you got the same power in you that I have in me. You just have to connect to it. Tune in, tap in, turn on, and as I say, turn up. So that you know who you are, okay? So this is what we're going to say. We are going to make a new, fresh narrative for our lives in 2025. And I want you all to say this sincerely as I speak these words. We're going to say them together. I am one with the infinite flow of prosperity, well-being, joy, wisdom, and unconditional love. Through gratitude, I receive. Through intention, I direct my inspired action to manifest. And it is so. And so it is. And it is so. And so it is. And it is so. And so it is now and forever. See, it's very important to put that time on it. Now and forever. This is a powerful affirmation. If you have it on that tape, please write it down when you listen to that again, because this covers everything in our life. And when we say now and forever, we are putting a time state that it does not end, because its consciousness and source is infinite in everything. So as I always say, this is my motto. I want you to remember it. I love you all sincerely through the heart of source, and I see you through that lens. Thank you. you.
Woo! Okay, so I come from a Baptist background, and I'm wanting to say, can I get an amen?
I love that.
Woo! I know, right? Whew. Okay. So now is the time in our service to give back. And I am charged with talking about why I give. Because I want a whole lot more of this.
Yes.
And so I choose to support this because this is what is supporting me where I am right now. And I also want to mention, because I noticed that it's not in the announcements that Ellie's going to do in a minute, that if you feel the need for more practice of what Tanya was talking about today, I invite you to join us in doing the 40 days of the Abundance book, because that's going to help you get into that pattern of that positive, drawing that positive I amness to you. So if you're not already in the group, you can join at any time, obviously, because you're in your own 40-day time period. I invite you to join us in that. Now, there's several ways that you can give to our church, and they are posted here, and I think probably online they're posted somehow. And then our ushers are also coming around with a little basket. We take cash and check as well. And then I'm going to invite you. Wait a minute. Next is the thank you song, I think, right? Short, obviously. So sing the thank you song with me. Thank you, God, for everything. 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 Ooh. Okay. And now the offertory blessing. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Ellie up.
Ellie up.
Whoa. Whoa. All I got to say is when you came over there and put your arms on my shoulder and amped your energy up, it was all I could do not to pass out over there. I am serious. I was looking at Jody going,
Source energy is so.
woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, powerful, powerful. If she is electric. If I could remind myself to walk around in half that power during the day,
We have to.
I would be a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure. Phew. Okay, I'm still vibrating. Okay, so on your tables there should be a copy where it says "Empower and Serve," and it's the board to better serve you. We put together an expense report that will help us see exactly where our money has gone to for the month. And just, it's a reminder, or it's just information to look at. And because we've gone over some, I'm going to make it a little shorter than instead of going over every line, because you do have it in front of you. But for the average month of December, you can look at the operations and the staff and the programs, and what we spent was $10,887, and actually what we took in was $8,362. And that's not to make anybody wrong, not that we did anything wrong. It's just information to look at where we are, right? This versus this. January, February, special expenses. We have one stream annual fees. We have quarterly employee taxes and church mutual insurance quarterly payment. So we have all those things that are included in there. Now the December income, we have scheduled gifts, which are the ones that where you tithe every week, automatic, you're on automatic payment. And then the unscheduled ones, which come in from here with the checks where you're not scheduled, or somebody walks in and hands us a check for $5,000 or whatever it is, that's included. The money we make from the Coliseum was $200, and then our fundraisers, which was the Kindness Project, we are a fundraiser, and the Envelope Tree, that was a fundraiser. We have different things, and that was $13.11 last month, which is wonderful. So that total is $13,964. So the impact, the attendance, the way we're growing is usually our monthly attendance is 28 people. The Sunday school is 7. Online attendance has been 9. Unless you chat when you're online, it's hard to count you because you don't show up in our stats. So I ask if you out there, if you'll even just say hello, you get to be towards our count of being online. So just say hello to us if you would so we can count you. And then we had 4 new visitors and 1 new member. So yay for December, yes. And then we have special events every month. December, we had the Christmas sing-along. We had the Kindness Project. We had Take Out the Trash, the Grief Recovery Program. We had SEE for alum and next generation, I guess that means, and chair yoga. So we had, a few things that we participated in. And then we have a quarterly tithe. And the fourth quarter was the Barnabas Network, Unity Worldwide Ministries, Unity World Headquarters, and SE Region of Unity Ministries. So $3,609 total we sent to them because we tithe every month to other organizations. And every quarter we do a different one. And the first quarter for 2025 is our local kids poetry basketball, which is Clement. We all know who he is. Well, he does a special program for teaching young adults basketball and teaches them lessons in life. So we're tithing to him this quarter. So this is just a snippet, right, of what we're going to hand this out every month so that we can just all know where we are, what page we're on, how we're doing, and that's what it's for. So we figure the more information we can give, the more information that we'll know and can react to accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to do the announcements here quickly. Oops, boom. So there, that was anchored in. So if you're a first-time visitor, which I see 2 lovely ladies here, if I'm missing someone, I hope not. Or you haven't been here in a long time and received a welcome packet, please fill it out and give it to an usher so that we can stay connected. If you haven't received a packet, just raise your hand and our efficient staff will help you. All right, today, after the Kindness Project, Amanda, do you want to hold up the bunny that I forgot to get from you before I came up here? We're going to start working on little bunnies. Aren't they cute? We're going to be working into spring and Easter and all of that. So please join us for that. We are in need of stamps, and I just took some out of my wallet, and they're on this table, so if an usher will grab them for me, there are a few, and I know we need more. So there's a few. Wellness Wednesdays. This week is is mine. So Wednesday, January 22nd at 6:30 on Zoom. Register in the Tuesday e-blast or on our website under upcoming activities. I wish they would have put the name of what I'm doing on here because I can't remember it at this very second, but I think it's new events, manifesting new events for the new year. Does it say? No. Okay. It'll be good. Come.
There you go.
So join us for the Winter Family Kickoff, a fun, informative open house on Sunday the 26th. This is a public event, is your chance to explore all the exciting youth and family programs coming up in 2025 at Unity in Greensboro. And on Monday, January 27th, 7 p.m., UIG is co-hosting a concert with PCOC. Flamey Grant is an award-winning and Billboard charting, shame-slaying, hip-swaying, singing, songwriting drag queen from Asheville. Have you heard her?
I haven't.
I went online and to YouTube. She's incredible.
Oh, wow.
I mean, really incredible. What a wonderful voice. And she does travel around the country to let people know that Unity is all-inclusive and that we love all, including drag queens, you know. And what her message is to let people know that you can have, I wasn't want to say Christianity, but you can be a part of an inclusive spiritual community. And we're hoping to attract more people who maybe don't know that they could come here.
Right. That's right.
You know, they don't know we exist maybe, and we'll include them.
Yep.
So we that's why we're doing this. So please come, and she's very talented. Our UIG annual member meeting is rescheduled to February 2nd after service. Please come for that. We need your. We're going to be appointing some new board members. Myself, my term is up, and Jody and Bill Caulfield. So come vote for us. I would still love to represent you. Sound healing with Shaman and Antonia. There it is. I got it. That's February 9th, 11:30, right after the service. Again, register in the link on the e-blast. And also, let our chaplains pray with you after the service. So raise your hand, chaplains, and scout us out. All right. Now, one more time, we're going to close with the magnificent Miss Tanya Ross.
Thank you. So after that, we have to know that we're golden. Yay, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm taking my freedom, I'm pulling it off the shelf, I'm putting it on my chain, and I'm wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, I'm putting it in my car. Wherever I choose to go, it will take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Said I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm taking my own freedom, I'm putting it in my sound. I'm singing loud and strong. I'm grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, I'm putting it in my stroll. I'll be high-stepping, y'all. Let that joy unfold. Living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Said I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm taking my own freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I said I'm strumming my own freedom, playing the God in me, representing His glory. Hope it's proud of me, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Said I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, golden, golden. Yes, I'm living my life. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Yeah. We all living our life like it's gold. All right, so we just want you to remember as we get ready to close out that we are going to do better in being in our true I amness, and that we are going to be conscious and aware this week and to continue of what we're putting behind I am. So y'all take that with you and just contemplate on that. Be kind to yourselves, be loving to yourselves, and align with the higher consciousness to remember your true identity. I am. All right. You know you come up here and sing this with me. You know, it's be not enough. I mess up on it sometimes.
Please join us in singing the peace song. Stand up. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, and we all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, love is, peace is, light is,
God is, and all is well.